Number one, no particular order, Jimmer Fredette. Who can forget? The man with the wet. From deep. Pause. I mean, come on. He was like the Tim Tebow of basketball. Crazy college career. All of the hype. Disappears from the league before we could remember. But is it fair to say if maybe Jimmer Fredette was drafted like 7 years later, he would have had a slightly or more successful career? I don't know. The facts are Jimmer did not pan out at all, and it hurts me to this day. Now, Thomas Robinson is a interesting case. Yes, he was drafted extremely high, top 5, but it's kind of difficult to call him a bust when he was, by definition, a straight-up journeyman. I believe he played on like 6 or 7 teams. But the reason why I love this guy so much is that, like, every time I look at his numbers or watch him play and it's like the second or third quarter, he was like the king of double-doubles. And then if he didn't score well, which was a lot of the time, he would still get hella rebounds. Like, his minutes to rebound ratio is insane because he barely, if ever, started. Okay, this one by far is the most painful. Ironically, he also went to USC when the NFL version of him would be Mike Williams. I mean, I thought Mike Williams was already a Hall of Famer before he even got drafted. Kareem Kelly, I don't even want to get into it. This is basketball. But there's nothing else to really say. If I had a starting 5 of my favorite players of all time, OJ Mayo's at worst the 6th man. I thought he was next up, and he was, but he certainly wasn't. This man put up some of the most atrocious, disgusting, inefficient playoff games and regular season games I've ever seen. The thing about OJ Mayo is, yes, obviously he didn't come close to living up to the hype. I mean, they were calling him the next up to LeBron. Obviously, he came about a planet's distance away. But I think OJ showed glimpses of hope and greatness. His stats don't really stand out, but to me, back when I used to actually watch the NBA, I mean, I've seen countless clutch buckets, like the 1-footer, the fadeaway. I just think this guy had it all, man. But, man, if there's anybody I rooted for super hard that didn't pan out, it's definitely OJ Mayo. He's definitely in, like, my top 20 favorite athletes of all sports, of all time. And I watch everything except hockey. No offense. All right, I'm just going to wrap this up in a summary. Because for some reason, all of these guys were a New Jersey Net. And that's kind of weird. And I didn't do that on purpose. In order, Terrence Williams. This guy had it all. He could play defense. He could shoot from anywhere. And to me, the most underrated thing, maybe he was just trying to earn a spot and stay because he was a damn journeyman at this point. Like, I'll just say he was a very good passer. Or close to it. That's the hurtful thing about all these guys. They all just end up in the damn G League or D League back then or overseas, but he had such a beautiful game, man. All right. You hurt my feelings, Derek Favors. You're not a bust, no, but I mean, a lotto pick, bro, and you've never scored 20 points per game. Hell, I don't even think he eclipsed 15 points per game. I ain't want to talk about it, man. I don't know why, but like reading the magazines, watching him on TV, I just thought Derek Favors was that guy. If I was an analyst, the stuff I would have said about Derek Favors I don't have any actual quotes, but mentally, like what I thought about this kid, man, I thought he was at least Hall of Fame. That was the floor. Nah, all right, I'll be real. I thought he'd be like at least a 3 or 4 time All-Star though. And obviously he wasn't. And who else wasn't? Stromile Swift. His game never really developed outside of dunking ferociously. I'll give him that. But never developed a shot. Not really a playmaker. Let's just move on. This is starting to really hurt. All right, Josh Selby, man. I think I can confidently say if Josh Selby was drafted, let's go with like 5 to 7 years later, I think he'd for sure be on a team right now. Still, right now. Because that's the thing about all these dudes, outside of Stromile Swift, none of them are 40. Some of them are 35 and under. And it just hurts. It hurts. Josh Selby had distance. He had handles. He was a little bit flashy, a little bit inefficient, but he had Curry range, man. He definitely had Curry range, but he also had bounce. And everybody loves to talk about Levine and all these other guys like the Ball brothers or Zion or Austin Rivers or whatever. They all have great mixtapes. Doesn't Jonathan Wall have a great mixtape too? Whatever, all these dudes did. Because they went crazy in high school. But to me, man, Josh Selby had like one of the best mixtapes ever. I didn't really have high hopes or expectations, like say Hall of Fame or multiple All-Star, but I thought at the very least, bro, Josh Selby's gonna be in the league for like at least a decade, and he's gonna be like I thought he would be like not that their games are similar at all, I thought he would be like a Darren Collison or an Eric Bledsoe. Like a 6, 7, 8th man off the bench, get a little, 18 to 22 minutes a game, spark for offense, and it just didn't happen, and it hurts because, again, what Curry did, I'm not saying Josh Selby would have been Curry, but I tell you what, I wish I could have seen some matchups of them because, again, Selby had range. And he wasn't shy to pull that bitch either. Anyways, I'm done. This hurts.
Away by Stoudemire. Shot clock down to 4. Fredette in some trouble. Trying to get loose. Gets down the lane. Running there. In some trouble, but finds a beautiful seam on a nice move. As Fredette gets inside. Gets it to 4. A 3-on-1. Fredette pulls up for 3 and nails it. And the Knicks lead cut to 4.
Man, that's confidence right there, folks.
Fredette runs up, fires a 3, nails it. Off the bench, 10 points in 4 minutes. He's 4 for 4.
And look at that again.
Knocks it down. Incredible range. Fredette again nails the long 3, and it's back to a 1-point game.
He's a good 4 feet behind the arc, which is 23-9. So kid exuding a lot of confidence from downtown.
Oh, Fredette nails it, and it's back to 1. Thomas wraps around a pass to Fredette. Stoudemire backs off, and Fredette hits the 3.
If you relax on it.
OJ is off to a torrid start. He's the first player ever to connect on as many as 33s through 8 games, while shooting 60% from beyond the arc.
It went a long way to Lillard being named co-MVP of the 2012 Las Vegas Summer League. He was MVP with Josh Selby, who had a phenomenal performance, scoring more than 24 points per game.
Josh Selby, no doubt that he can score the basketball.
And Selby hits again. That's 7 3-pointers for Selby. Out to Selby, good choice. Selby lets fly. Bang!
And it goes. How about that 3 from Josh Selby? He's hit some acrobatic deep shots. He's now
got a Vegas Summer League high of 35 points. Boy, give it away though. Selby again. Yes! How did he ever get that over the man? Josh Selby. An unforgettable first half. I don't care. Summer League, Winter League, any league, rec league. Josh Selby.
Lost their first two this preseason. They've won two now. Dickerson trying to drive and Robinson rejected out the rim. Garrett controls. Down the lane he comes and lays it home. Robinson said, I don't care what the score is. You're not dunking in my house.
Carter Williams. Oh, erased by Thomas Robinson.
With another rebound.
Did Swift ever get his triple-double?
He's got 16 boards, and he has 8 points, and I think he's got 8 blocks. Well, he's got his 10 points. Now he needs a couple block shots.
Tell your friends about me.